Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to give you a quick update about what I've accomplished in this new Unity game that I'm working on, JustDrive. As we already established in the last episode, we have a functional player customization thingamajigger where you can swap out between all the vehicles, a bunch of different vehicles, some pretty interesting boosts, and some weapons. Not only that, and then you can load in to one of a few scenes like this one. Anyway, this week I wanted to show you guys some pretty cool things that I managed to accomplish. So, as you can see, I got my guns shooting right here, and it's kind of hard to see on this smaller model, but I'll show you on the biggest model possible, which is the chunky ambulance. Now the guns no longer like jitter from place to place, they smoothly rotate to point to wherever you're looking. Also, as you can see, I have some temporary numbers right here. This one is the health, this one is the ammo, and then this one is what I call charge. Let me see if I can get a better spot so you can see it. Charge is basically fuel for your boosts. So I have like my rockets right now that help me fly, and as you can see, it drains over time. And then 25, as I shoot, that number also goes lower. And then when it reaches 0, it all stops. And same thing for this. When I run out of charge, eventually this bad boy will stop. But you're like, Kendall, that's already been done before. Pretty lame stuff. It's not a big improvement. Well, maybe, but it is a big improvement in terms of multiplayer. Before, you couldn't even see the gun rotating on the other players. Okay, we got our first player in here. As you can see though, your max health also changes based on the vehicle that you're driving. So smaller vehicles have less health than bigger vehicles. At least that's the principle. Now behold, other player over there. Let me see if I can shrink these bad boys down for you. Check it out. Not only that, check this out. This guy's at 75. I don't know what the other guy was at. He's at 75 now. I only have 6 bullets left. And now he's at 55. So this also works with 2 guns at once, which is when they both pop out of the sides, which maybe I'll show that to you real fast. And something went wrong. Anyway, let me give you a sneak peek at what I do in the code to make this all work out. Ladies and gentlemen, you should be proud, because on this week, I overcame my fear of slurps. Yes, as in I found a tutorial and followed it blindly. Now my understanding isn't exactly particularly good, but I was able to understand that I can feed it in the hit position, which is where my raycast, it's the hit location that my raycast gets coming out of the player's camera, so it's where you're aiming. And you're subtracting the place where you're aiming by the gun's current position, and it's normalized. And then I can get my quaternions to look at this direction, and then here is where I make it happen over time. Now, by adjusting the turn speed, the lower this value is, the faster your thingy rotates, the gun rotates, and the less smooth it'll look. And we're back from me blowing my juicy nose. Multiplayer, Photon Stream, yes! The mythical Photon Stream. I found like only one good YouTube video on it. Basic principles. You have a... Oh, I put it all at the bottom because I was nice to myself. There's two important voids here. The on-serialized view and the refresh multiplayer state. So, on-serialized view happens every time you serialize the view, I assume. And what? And when you're the one from, if it's your point of view, which is what happens in this little section, you send the current quaternion of the top gun's location. So whatever your gun's rotation, actually, because I'm getting the rotation, setting it equal to this quaternion. You spew it out into the world, and then if it's somebody else, which is right here, they're going to receive your quaternion and set it equal to what I called test Q, which is just a quaternion. And then they take the test Q and apply it in the multiplayer state refreshing doodler. And basically, it just sets your rotation back to what your rotation is. And the way that you call this refresh multiplayer state is in the update function. But you have to specify if the PV, which is your point of view, is not mine. So if the point of view isn't mine, then you will refresh the multiplayer state. And then return, which means the rest of this stuff down here happens if it is your point of view. And yeah. That's how that works. The next thing I want to show you is the damage script, because, you know, that's important stuff, I guess. We're not going to need any of this stuff. So, damage. It kind of requires the gun shoot thing and the player controller script. So in the player controller script, I've set up a bunch of health stuff, as you can see, because you want to be healthy. And there's a take damage function here where it takes in a damage, but as you can see, there is nothing in here that calls the take damage thing. So how does someone take damage, you might be wondering? Well, that's where the gun shoot thing comes in, because down here in the raycast area, which is not this, so shoot, which is the raycast, you send out a raycast and it gets a hit. So the hit is not actually a position, it's actually the object that you hit. So, as you can see, you get the object, and then this right here checks to see if it's on layer 0, which is what we set every other car's layer to, and if it's a player. So if it's both of those things, that means that it is a player, and we can get the player controller from there, and then we get the take damage thing, which is right here, and we throw in whatever damage value we want, which in this case is, where did we put it? Damage is going to be equal to the object reference manager blah 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 damage, which means it's equal to whatever gun we have equipped its damage. Eventually I want to upgrade the damage function to include not just physical damage. The laser weapons I want to inflict charge damage.